Hello everybody, it's Boxing Day afternoon. I hope you've all had or are still having a lovely Christmas, and you've all managed to spend some time with the people you want to be with. Family, friends, people that you don't tell your partner about, whatever you get up to. Not made a video for a while. Not really been in the mood. A couple of weeks ago I fell out of bed, bashed my shoulder up, and it was a bit of a pain, but it was just recovering as it does. And then on Friday I had a fall and bashed up all my ribs on my left hand side. And anybody who's had an accident and hurt the ribs will understand why I was feeling sorry for myself. It was really, well, it still is really painful. Just a friend of ours happened to have a few powerful painkillers she could let me have, so that's been a big help. But the thing was, I did my Christmas message video just as a slideshow because I couldn't be bothered making the effort, to be honest, which is a bit of a shame, and it's not fair on subscribers and viewers to just do a cop-out video like that, but that was the mood I was in. And that was Christmas Eve afternoon. That went up on the internet, and by the time I went to bed on Christmas Day in the evening there was almost 100 views, which I thought was amazing. A couple of dozen comments, lovely comments, and a few people I'd not heard of from a while left comments, and that was good, and that really cheered me up, to be honest. So I'm back in front of the camera. I've got a knife review. I just want to say hello to one of my subs. There's a guy who works in the same area where I live. He's a driver. We bumped into each other a couple of weeks ago. Didn't have time to have a proper chat, but he came round, called on me at my house, brought me a Christmas card and a lovely little gift. So no names, no pack drill, but I just want to say thank you, and it was nice to meet you. That was a nice little Christmas thing. So I didn't get to do this in my Christmas message video because I had a mardy face on, but I want to raise a glass to all my subscribers, all the friends I've made, all the people who just stop by now and again, watch the videos, everybody who makes the effort to leave a comment. It's all appreciated. Cheers, and here's to a good 2014. Now, on with the knife review. This one is intriguing, shall we say. Victorinox Executive, and it's the first Victorinox that I've had where I didn't immediately fall in love with it. You might think it's brilliant. Some days I think it's brilliant, some days I think they've just missed the goalpost completely. So whether I like it or not does rather depend what day of the week it is. But we'll have a look and you see what you think. Okay, so here we've got the Executive in the little slip case that comes in, and I've got out the Spartan for comparison, my usual size comparison knife. So first off the mark, the Executive is very much following the generic appearance of the red Swiss Army knives. The little vinyl slipcase has instructions. Come back to that shortly. One thing that's a bit disappointing, I've not noticed this on any others, is on the case the seam has split. Now whether it was like that when it arrived or whether that's something I've done, I don't know. I haven't carried this in my pocket, it's been living on the desk, so I don't think it's anything I've done. I think it arrived like that, which is a shame, but there you go. So the specs, it's a 74mm Swiss Army knife, so it's a smaller body size than the Spartan. We'll just run through the tools. We've got the scissors. We've got the orange peeler, come back to that in a minute. Main blade. Now we'll just refer again to the Spartan. So as you can see, not only is it a shorter blade because it's a shorter body, it's a much narrower blade because it only occupies half of the width, whereas the main blade on the Spartan gets most of the width available to it. Although it's only sort of half an inch shorter than the Spartan, it does overall feel a lot smaller. Now we can just get these scales open. So you can just weigh them. You've seen the size comparison. So whereas the Spartan is 2.1 ounces, the Executive there kills your scales. The Executive is just over 1.5 ounces. So in modern, the Spartan's 59.9 grams. And bear in mind I've added on the little screwdriver, so that might be a gram or two. So 59 grams for the Spartan, but the Executive is only 44.5. So it does feel a lot smaller, lighter. Put those scales away. So as I was saying, scissors, main blade, orange peeler, small blade, and if I can find it, we've got the nail cleaner and file. Pointy but blunt end there, and quite a good file there. I think this file blade would be a lot more effective than the tiny one you get on the Classic. I've not used that personally, but I think this looks a bit more like the business. We have as well the toothpick and the little tweezers, and a key ring on the end. So the first thing for me was the lack of can opener and bottle opener. As we see on the Spartan, this has been my favourite all-round pocket knife for so long that the idea of having a Swiss Army knife without the can opener and the bottle opener and the little screwdrivers just seems really weird. So that was the first thing that I was going to have to make my mind up about is the lack of the can opener and the bottle opener a deal breaker? And maybe it isn't. I don't know. Still dithering. But we come back to the big tools. We've got an orange peeler with a small flathead screwdriver at the tip. In the instructions, it shows you how you intended to use the orange peeler. Here we have a picture of an orange and the tool in use. So now this, I haven't tried this yet. I thought I'd save this for the review, because this is going to be the thing, I would say, that decides whether, for me, they got it right or wrong. Because the thing is, I don't see why anybody would bother peeling an orange in the first place. Surely you just cut it in half, and then depending how big it is, you might cut each half into 2 or 4 and just eat them segment by segment. But anyway, let's have a go. It's probably about 1 inch of serrated blade, flat on that side, a bevel, and then the serrations on this side. And it says you're supposed to cut around the skin like that, and then that way. Oh, it's certainly sharp. It's gone right through the skin into the flesh. And then there's no further clues after that, so I'm wondering if the intention is that section that we've just cut away, you should be able to just peel it from the orange. But right, there we go. I think smaller strips might be easier. So it does work, and it works very well. So as a tool, I can't really give them any negative comments for the performance of the tool. It does what it does. It does it well. The problem I still have is that ultimately, peeling an orange before you eat it is a damn sight more messy and more faffing about than just chopping it into 4 and eating it that way. So, I think what I would prefer is, instead of this, there is a can opener blade on the Mini Champ, and it's a long slim one. It has a bottle opener. So yeah, it's a bottle opener blade, I beg your pardon. It has the bottle opener about halfway long, and then as it comes to a point, there's a crosshead screwdriver. And I think that combination of getting a bottle opener and a crosshead screwdriver into this knife instead of the orange peeler, I think that's what they should have done. I think if they were to do that, it would be a winner. I'll just show you a picture of the blade that I'm referring to. So, there we have it. Overall, I think it is really good, because the difference in size and weight compared to my usual favourite, the Spartan, makes it easier to carry. You've got the scissors on here which are lacking from the Spartan, and the nail cleaner and file is rather good. Given that they call it the Executive, it rather suggests they imagine that all that executives do all day is sit on the backside, cleaning the nails and eating oranges. And that may be so. So, can I recommend it? Yes, but with the caveat that you're probably only going to get the best out of it if you're the sort of person who peels oranges anyway. I don't peel oranges. I don't imagine I'll be using that blade again. Well, not for oranges anyway. It's a sharp little blade. But there you go. It's very well made. Fit and finish is up to Victorinox's standard. We'll just do one little bit left that's missing. It's the cut test. Perfectly sharp, just as you would expect. So I'll show you some close-ups. Hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.